Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening. Good morning. And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. This is a quick breaking show, okay? I just got the breaking news for you guys. I want to give you guys this update on a case in a situation that we've been covering for years, okay? We've been covering this particular story and this situation for a long time. And now we have some updates on something that I think, well, the world's going to be very split. Let's just say that, okay? There's going to be people that are excited about this, and there's going to be people that are very upset about this. I'm just going to leave it up to you guys, okay? I'm going to try to sit on the fence as much as I can, even though I have my own opinions. Dagnabbit, I have my own opinions about this ish, but I'm going to try to keep it fairly unbiased. It's going to be very hard, but we're going to go with it, okay? But hope you guys are all doing well out there, enjoying your day. We got something that's big news, but we don't know everything as of yet. But I wanted to give you guys this breaking news. This is very, very hot and fresh out the doggone kitchen, okay? And it has nothing to do with P. Diddy. I'm sure a lot of you guys appreciate that too. So do me a favor if you can, all right? Because we talk about everything on this show. We talk about everything from true crime, politics, sorta, pop culture, and other trending news. We talk about those things as long as it's worth something to talk about, okay? So please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Crush it, make it scream out your name. I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. I appreciate all y'all for being here, okay? Because I know a lot of y'all, all of us have been watching this story for a long time, and this is a very, very big piece of information, news, and developments in this case. So hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button as well. You know your boy's working hard out here in these streets, so hit that subscribe button. Crush that follow button if you're watching on Facebook as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. If you want to support the channel even more and you appreciate the variety and the variety and the different topics that I cover, and you want to support the channel, simply hit that join button down below, okay? Consider becoming a member like a lot of you guys have become so far. Please consider that. Support this channel if you can, or if you want to support it even more, you can hit join my Patreon. It is in that ticker down below, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Go and support over there as well. Also, I have to say this too, really quick. Go also, if you can, and subscribe to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Okay, I've been putting out clips from our Speak on It segments and all that stuff. Little moments from from other shows and whatnot are going over to that secondary channel. So go subscribe to that secondary channel, please and thank you. Okay, I'm done with all the promo crap. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Dagnabbit. Okay. And I appreciate all y'all for being here. I know it's Friday night. You guys got things to do. You know, I'm sure you guys are kicking your feet up from being tired of running around like crazy, doing your Black Friday shopping. All right. Hopefully for those of y'all who are out there and doing that, I hope you guys found whatever the hell you were looking for. Okay. Hopefully it was a successful shopping experience. All right. But you're here for a reason, and that matters the most. And here's the thing. Remember this guy? Remember him? Remember him? Okay. This man is a former officer, okay? Former Minneapolis police officer, Derek Chauvin. I've heard his name been said like 15 different times, 15 different ways. Chauvin, chauvinistic. It doesn't matter, okay? But this is Derek Chauvin, or Chauvin, however you pronounce it, you guys, okay? I'll leave that up to you guys. He was convicted for the unaliving of George Floyd. Now, if you don't remember, George Floyd was a individual that was pulled over. Apparently, He was being arrested. He was being put into a squad car or a squad SUV. Ish hit the fan. He ends up on the ground. But this is very, 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 very bare bones breakdown. Okay, and he gets on the ground. This guy right here basically puts his knee on his neck. This man basically perishes right there on the ground. And of course, later on, he was pronounced gone. Okay? Now, the world was completely torn. The world was shook, and the world was incredibly split by this situation. In fact, it's interesting. Candace Owens made her claim to fame. Basically, she had one of her many viral moments talking about the Derek Chauvin, George Floyd situation, mainly the George Floyd situation. And of course, people have talked about this like crazy about, oh, there was F in his system, in George Floyd's system. If you get what I'm saying, it rhymes with fentanyl. So I can say it. Okay. Oh, that's what really, caused him to lose his life. So on and so forth. No matter what, however you fry this egg, this man was still charged and convicted, found guilty of taking this man's life. And he was sent to prison. All right. So I know a bunch of you guys are wondering what's going on. Obviously, you see the title, so it's not like you're that super shocked. Okay. But there has been some new information, and it's been breaking over the past literally like less than an hour ago. So I'm going to get straight to it. Ex-cop Derek Chauvin, of course, he was convicted for taking the life of George Floyd, was attacked, was poked, because I got to use these code words, guys. So he was poked several times in prison. Now, apparently they don't know if he is, they don't know the status, if he has lost his life or if he's going to fight through and to live to see another day. But right now, this is what we have so far. So let's get into this article, okay? And again, some of y'all going good riddance, and some of y'all are like, oh no. I leave those opinions up to you guys. Just be kind to each other. All right, be classy. Okay? That's all. Let's get into this. All right. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, who was convicted of emming George Floyd, was attacked or poked by another inmate at a federal prison in Arizona on Friday, a source told the Associated Press. Chauvin, who was seriously injured in the attack around 12:30 p.m. at Federal Correctional Institution in Tucson, Arizona. Okay, the Bureau of Prisons told the outlet without naming the inmate. Now I'm wondering who the inmate is. And I'm wondering why. I'm wondering what this altercation was. I mean, that's the stupidest thing I could have asked. Like, why was he attacked? But on some real stuff, there could have been something else going on. Some inner beef going on inside the prison as well. Or this person, whoever did this, may have known who Derek Chauvin is and what he is in prison for. And maybe he just became a target and they just waited. You know what I'm saying? They just waited for the moment to attack. Just saying. And from my understanding, this is a minimal. This is not a high security prison. So I'm wondering how this happened. Again, given the fact that it wasn't a high security prison, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But still, my belief is this inmate knew exactly who this dude was. And he just waited. That's what I think. But we did talk about this when Derek Chauvin was convicted, which we'll talk about here in a second. Let's just continue here. Prison employees performed life-saving measures before Chauvin was hospitalized, the federal agency said. And this is, again, remember this ish right here? Let me just do that. Nope, that does not help. Actually, in fact, I have it. I have that photo. Remember this ish right here? This ish right here? These are all from the infamous body cam footage. We saw multicam body cams. I remember going through this with you guys with a fine-tooth comb a few years ago. I mean, the whole world was reacting to this, dissecting every single moment, reacting to every single moment, throwing in their 2 cents, what they did wrong, what they did right, standard procedure, not standard procedure, so on and so forth. Remember all that push, that tug of war, that political tug of war that went on, right? It was insane, okay? But this man, I will say, this man, George Floyd, was screaming, or at least trying to say that he couldn't breathe throughout this entire situation. He couldn't breathe, and guess what happened? He, of course, lost his life. And this man was trying to make an example out of him. If you guys remember that too. But of course, I digress. And don't worry, I'll pull these photos back up again. But here's some mug shots. Okay. And actually, I see a comment. Hold on, my boy T. The country is so divided that every national topic involved race, religion, gender, cops, politics, political parties. It just causes people to attack each other even more. Yet people say, God bless America. Yeah, I mean, we live in crazy times, y'all. We really do. T, I agree. It's frustrating because as soon as you say anything that can be somewhat triggering or somewhat polarizing, there's an uproar. Right? There's always somebody out there that's a bit perturbed or frustrated, triggered when you talk about any specific type of topic, right? It's pretty crazy, to say the least. But this news is pretty wild. It's shocking. I will say that. It is shocking. So Chauvin's attacker was also taken to a hospital for further treatment and evaluation. No employees were injured, and the FBI was notified, the Bureau of Prisons said. Visiting at the facility, which houses about 380 inmates, was also suspended. The poking, or the attack, comes just 1 week after the U.S. Supreme Court rejected Chauvin's appeal for his second-degree M conviction in the May 2020 demise of George Floyd. Yes, Chauvin was still in the middle of trying to appeal his conviction. Real talk. And it was rejected by the U.S. Supreme Court. Chauvin claimed new evidence showed he didn't cause Floyd's demise, which sparked a lot of chaos across the country and a prolonged debate on race relations in the U.S. The ex-Minneapolis cop had been serving his 22 and a half year prison sentence at the FCI Tucson at FCI Tucson since he was found guilty by a state court in April 2021 of taking the life of George Floyd. Okay, so his lawyer, Eric Nelson, had advocated for keeping his client out of general population and away from other inmates, anticipating he'd be a target. And of course, he would be are we surprised he would be a target? Let's be real. Are we surprised he would be a target? I think not. I really think not. But they also said the FCI Tucson has been plagued by staffing shortages and security lapses. That's terrible. And I'm going to say this. This is terrible for not anybody who has a target on their back, let alone any person that's in the prison. Do you know how many crazy riffraff that are in prison? And other people who are just trying to get through their sentence so that they can get out of prison and be with their loved ones? Plenty of people. But there's also very dangerous people inside those prisons. And the fact that there's staffing shortages and that there's security lapses, that's scary as hell, y'all. That's scary as hell, period. No matter, I'm just saying on the side of just being a prisoner. I'm not talking about being Derek. Derek will always, for the rest of his life, even if he was free as a doggone bird, he will always be looking over his shoulder. Doesn't matter if he was able to appeal his conviction and they were like, yes, you're free. I want to set you free, son. He will always, doesn't matter if he's in Dubai, if he's in Hawaii, doesn't matter if he's in a little hut in a rainforest in the Amazon, he will always have to keep his head on a swivel. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he was in Gen Pop, in max security prison. Once somebody does this, oh, I dropped my pen. Security guard just drops his pen like this. 2 seconds, he's down on the floor leaking. Think about that, y'all. Think about it. It doesn't matter. He's screwed no matter what. Whether he lived a life of freedom or not, he was going to be in trouble no matter what. Let's be real. But the fact that there is a lapse of security and a shortage of staffing, that's a big problem. Remember the Cavalcante guy? Delano, I think his name is, something like that. Delano Cavalcante. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to grasp it out from the sky. You know what I mean? From the cobwebs of my brain. Remember when he just kicked rocks and he was out there for like weeks? And everyone's like, there's a manhunt out here in Pennsylvania trying to find this man who's been walking around. He's just really good at being outside. You know what I'm saying? Really, they're like, wow, he's just, heavens to Betsy, he's just really good at just being outside. We don't know where he is. Remember that stuff? Yeah. Remember that dude? Remember how he got out of the prison? He did that Spider-Man, that Latino Spider-Man move backwards up the wall. And then he was able to kick rocks out here in these Pennsylvania wilderness streets. There was a shortage of staffing. There was security lapses as well. In fact, that security guard goes, oh, damn, I just dropped my pen. Oops. Oh, oh man. Oh, I gotta get my pen. Hold on. And he goes down and he's looking for his pen. He comes back up. Dude already scaled the wall and then kick rocks. And that was also a shortage of staff. Lapse in security. So what are the chances of this being that too? And this could have been anybody too. Any of the prisoners in that prison as well. He just happened to be the target this day. Let's keep it real. This is insane. It's insane. Okay? Insane. Shocking news. Shocking news. But I also got to say, we already knew this was coming though, right? No, I'll wait. I'll wait for y'all to say, yep. I'll just wait for the damn right. We all knew this was going to happen. Right? Like this was inevitable. Right? Yeah. Regardless on either side. We knew that this was going to happen. Now, if he left, if he was able to be out here free, maybe his time clock wouldn't be punched so soon. If that makes any sense. Or not time clock, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's time clock. Maybe his time clock would not be punched so soon, maybe. Okay. But I feel like this was inevitable. This was inevitable. regardless on if you are, you know, for him or not for him. This was inevitably going to happen. Target on his back as soon as he was found guilty. Real talk. Now, I got another article here, too. I want to share with you guys as well. Maybe there's more to this article. I figured because this is still very, very brand new. We don't know. We don't know if he has survived. It sounds like he is still fighting for his life with these injuries that he just received. But they said life-saving procedures to keep him alive. So we'll see what happens here. Okay. But let's continue. Right. But no matter what, he could have been in a hut. Okay. In an Amazon rainforest. He still would have to go. He hears a twig snap. Just head swivel. Period. But this says, of course, he was attacked. All right. Brutally attacked in medium security prison. All right. In Arizona, where he was supposed to be serving his 22 years for taking the life of George Floyd. So we already know he's been attacked by another inmate and seriously injured in Arizona, where he was serving his 22-year sentence. He was attacked on Friday. This is what the Associated Press reported at the Federal Correctional Institution in Tucson, a medium security prison that has been plagued by security lapses. They said it here too, and staffing shortages. But see, this is the thing. I got to go back to this because this doesn't make any sense. Because the lawyer, Mr. Nelson here, was advocating to keep him out of Gen Pop, all right, and away from other inmates, anticipating he would be a target. So then why was he in this place? And of course, I don't know prisons. Okay, thank God I don't know prisons, right? But I'm wondering why he was in a medium security prison. And if he was trying to get him away from other prisoners, then why was he in there with other? You see what I'm saying? Why was he there? It's not what he wanted, it sounds like. It's not what the lawyer wanted, it sounds like. It's like the lawyer wanted him to live a life of solitude, and that's it. Like he's a Rex Heuermann, or that he's like a Brian Koberger, that he should just be locked up and away from the rest of the world. But he's already been tried. He's already been convicted of doing said crime. So why would he get special treatment unless he was like Hannibal Lecter up in this B? Why? It just doesn't make sense. Why would he suddenly go, oh, well, we need to protect him at all costs? No, not at all. Do you know how many former cops are actually imprisoned all the time? Are they getting the same treatment? I'll tell you what, hail to the no, they're not. So why would he get the same treatment? It doesn't make sense to me, guys. It just doesn't. But moving on, the Bureau of Prisons confirmed that an incarcerated person was attacked at around 12:30 p.m. local time Friday. In a statement, the agency said responding employees contained the incident and performed quote-unquote life-saving measures before the inmate, who they did not name, was taken to the hospital for further treatment and evaluation. He was sent to Tucson from a maximum security prison, state prison in Minnesota in August 2022 to simultaneously serve the 21-year federal sentence for violating Floyd's civil rights and a 22.5-year state sentence for second-degree M. His lawyer advocated for keeping him out of Gen Pop and away from other inmates, anticipating he'd be a target, which we just talked about. He was mainly kept in solitary confinement, largely for his own protection. That's very interesting. So he did get the special treatment, but that was in Minnesota when they did that. So in Minnesota, he was mainly kept in solitary confinement, largely for his own protection. Nelson wrote in court papers last year. But see, now I'm going to say this though. He got that special treatment and he got that solitary confinement ish because he probably knew dudes that worked in the prison. Let's be real. This is not somebody who is just a cop for 5 days. He was training other cops on the day that he took George Floyd's life. Do you remember that? He was training cops during that time. And when he was in Minnesota, the same state in which he lived in which he was a cop in, I'm sure a lot of those guys on the low were like, we got you, bro. He's getting protected and safe in Minnesota. But then he gets moved to Arizona and ish hits the fan. Last week, U.S. Supreme Court rejected his appeal for his M conviction. Separately, Chauvin is making a long shot bid to overturn his federal guilty plea, claiming new evidence shows he didn't cause Floyd's demise. It's really hard to sit on the fence, guys. I'm sorry. But moving on, no employees were injured in Friday's attack, and the FBI was notified, the Bureau of Prisons said. Visiting at the facility, which, okay, of course, we already know about that. This is the second high-profile attack on a federal prisoner in the last 5 months. So his attack is the second one in the last 5 months. In July, disgraced sports doctor Larry Nassar. Remember that mother lover? We talked about him too. The one that did all kinds of crazy stuff to those gymnasts and stuff. Crazy. Hold on one second. Beautiful messy ball. He was not training the other two officers that day. They were on their own prior to his arrival. He was their superior. See, okay. So I always think that I could have sworn back in the day he was training them. But like I said, there was so much information that was flying back and forth. Some things you retain, some things you don't. So maybe I am wrong. Okay. So maybe I am wrong. Okay. And they were new to the force, but he was not training them. Thank you so much for the correction. I appreciate that. Okay. I really, really do. And I'm going to get to your super chats here in just a second. I promise you guys that. All right. But moving on. And yes, for those of y'all who are late to the party, this is the man who is convicted for taking the life of George Floyd. Yes. Derek Chauvin is the cop that had his knee on his neck. He screamed out, "I can't breathe," many times. He lost his life right there underneath Derek Chauvin. Now, there's a lot of people that will sit here and argue the other side, saying that he had other chemicals in his system, the F, that go by F, okay, which he did have in his system as well. But, of course, there's that debate going on. That's the argument, that they say it's the F that took his life, not Derek Chauvin being on top of him and all of that. I'll leave that up to you guys. Discuss in the chat as you please. But Candace Owens became very popular because of her stance on the George Floyd situation and her stance with Derek Chauvin. Okay? Very interesting stuff, in my personal opinion. I had some things to say about it a long time ago. And yeah, there it is. All right. But to me, I can't sit on the fence too long. This man took this man's life. He is the cause of why he is the cause of why George Floyd is no longer here. That is what I fully believe. Personally, you are more than welcome to be on the other side of the fence. But in my personal opinion, he took this man's life. He most definitely did. Okay? But the other disgraced Dr. Larry Nassar, okay, he also was attacked by a fellow inmate at a federal penitentiary in Florida. And that was 5 months ago. Okay? We all talked about that, okay? We all talked about that ish. It is also the second major incident in the Tucson federal prison in a little over a year. All right. So we don't need to know about all this, but an inmate at the facility's low security prison camp pulled out a pew and attempted to attack a visitor. What? The weapon, in which the inmate shouldn't have had, obviously misfired, and no one was hurt. Thank you, baby Jesus. No one got hurt. The hell? This is the same place that they took Derek Chauvin? Y'all, the hell? The hell? That's insane. Dude, y'all, that's insane. So an inmate had a pew. I'm not kidding. In November, okay, I got to read that again because I'm like, what? So this inmate pulled out a pew and attempted to aim at a visitor in the head. The weapon, which the inmate shouldn't have had, right? Misfired, and then no one was hurt, thank God. Same facility that they have Derek Chauvin in. His lawyer said, I want to make sure he's protected at all costs. But you take him to a low security prison where a man was able to walk around with the pew. An inmate was able to walk around with a pew and try to take the life of a visitor that was coming in to either meet the inmate or another inmate. What? Guys, he was not. How do you wind up with you know what I'm saying? How you running around with a gat? Like, how do you get that and that's obviously it's a low security prison. Damn. That's just, they just on camp. They're just hanging out in the camp. That ain't even prison. That's just camp. That's insane, y'all. And his lawyer was advocating for him to be in a place that was safe, and then you take him to a medium security prison. They say low security prison here. This is just whack. Absolutely whack. Whew. So right now, we don't know if he's survived. We don't know if he's still alive or if he's lost his life. We don't know anything right now. All we know is that he's been attacked and he lost his life. All right, he's been attacked and he's fighting for his life. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. That's what we know so far. Let me get these super chats really quick. Caesar, thank you so much for the 5. This is unjustifiable. Some people would sit here and say that he was served justice, but then again, some people would say this is unjustifiable for sure. Okay. I mean, let's be real, in the right kind of way, in the way of the justice system, him being able to live his life in prison is the way it should be going. But at the same time, he did this crime. There is going to be some retaliation from certain parties. So there's that too. Okay. But as far as the unjustifiable, I leave that up to you guys. Is this justice or is this not? I leave that question up to you guys. K Bragg, thank you so much for the 10. So he got a cushy prison reassignment from max to medium security, went to Arizona where they probably thought he'd have more quote unquote fans, and then got. Karma is a mean business. Yeah. That's one way of seeing it. I'm gonna keep it funky. That's one way of seeing it. There really is. But again, I leave that question up to you guys. Is it justice? What happened to it? Because here's the thing. If he survives, then is it justice? Or just a really elaborate punishment? You got to remember, because if he survives, he goes back into that prison. And then what? He's going to have to keep his head on a swivel, as he's been doing. I'm sure he is going to do it even more now. Or they're going to put him in solitary confinement, and he's going to be saved. You see what I'm saying? But then if so what is it? To me, it's like, is it lesson learned or whatnot? I guess that's the question I have. Okay. And then, of course, is it justice? Because some people will sit here and say justice is him living the rest of his days in misery behind bars, right? That's what some people will say. Other people will say justice is him 6 feet under. I guess the question I leave up to you guys, what is fair? What do you constitute as justice? Because there's street justice, and then there's the system, the legal justice. Good old lady justice, right? So I guess I leave that question up to you guys on how you feel about this. But I will say this again. We do not know if he's survived or not. They just said that they did they took life-saving measures to save Derek Chauvin. Now he is in a hospital and he is fighting for his life. And I guess the question again, is this justice or is it not? I will say this personally, okay? When he was found guilty, I was happy as hell. I really was happy as hell. And in my mind, I say justice is served by him living the rest of his days behind bars. And the part of the justice is him living in hell. That's why prison is prison, right? Paying your dues for the things that you've done. Now, does that mean him losing his life is justice? It's a tough one for me. Because I'd rather him suffer. I'd rather see him suffer in prison. That to me is justice. Him being gone does not let him really feel the repercussions of the actions that he was at hand, like that he did with his own knee, for crying out loud. For me, I want to see him in there and I want to see him deal with that ish. You see what I'm saying? Him going bye-bye, that means he don't suffer no more. He gone. And then justice is not served fully. you know? But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I want him to have a hard time for a little bit. That's just me. Okay? But let me get these other ones. K Bragg, thank you so much for the 5. Put Diddy in the cell with him for a lifetime of FOs. That's just see, yeah. See what I'm saying? Yeah, that would make me laugh and smile. Okay, that's the kind of justice I want to see. You know, Caesar, thank you so much for the 10. In 2022 is eye for an eye justice now. I mean, it was back in the day, right? In the biblical days, it kind of was. It was savage as hell. But I that's a very good question. I don't eye for an eye. I think is different. It's the eye of the beholder, and I don't mean that to be funny or punny, but I'm just saying it's in the eye of the beholder. I know each and every single last one of y'all is going to believe what y'all want to believe. You're going to sit there and go, okay, I believe that Derek being locked up for the rest of his days is full justice. Then there's another person sitting right next to you on that same bus going, nah, bruh, he needs to be just shanked like a mug. Let him leak out. That's justice, bro. Then there's another person. Oh, yeah, you know, what some other people are like, he shouldn't even be locked up in the first place. Okay? This is not justice at all. This is a travesty. This was a whole trial that was, it was done in the verdict was made solely by the court of public opinion. You know, you heard all that kind of crap. Okay. So let's move on from that crap because I'm not here for that. Okay. But on the other side of it, given the fact that justice was served with him being found guilty, in my personal opinion, obviously I told you I was going to try to sit on this, sit on the fence, but it's hard to do, man. It's so hard to do. Because I want to talk to y'all. Because I would have hopped off after 30 minutes, like, yes, he's here. We don't know if he's going to survive from his cuts, and goodbye. You know what I'm saying? But I want to talk to y'all. So here it is. And don't worry, I'm going to get to the chats here in a second. But on some real stuff, okay, some people think justice is him getting locked up, and that's it. Other people go, nah, he needs to be like, he has to drop the soap a couple million times. He has to turn into somebody's bee. You know what I'm saying? He got to be holding the inside of somebody's pocket, walking around with Kool-Aid lipstick and all that stuff. You feel me? And that's what other people go, now that is justice. There are varying degrees of justice here, guys. Varying degrees. But let me hold on. Let me get this first, because Debbie, hello, sweetheart. Thank you, Debbie, for being a member for the past 19 months. I will clap to that because she's one of my OG mods right here. Okay. Been here since day one almost. You feel me? But I thank you so much, Debbie. Let's do a poll. The chat is wild tonight. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a chat, or let's do a poll. Let's do this. What's a good question? Let me see. Is this no? I'll just say this. Is Derek getting served justice? Yeah, I'll keep it simple. Is Derek serving justice? Yes or no? I leave that up to y'all because I know a lot of y'all feel some type of way. There's some people out here that feel some type of way, and that's okay. It's okay. We need to be able to have contradicting opinions and contradicting conversations and be able to handle them diplomatically and act like adults in the chat or in person. We don't have to always have a fight. Okay. Not everyone's going to agree with you. Not everyone's going to agree with me. Shoot. 95% of the time, y'all don't agree with me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. All right. But I am out here on the mic talking wireless because I care and because I want to talk to you guys, you know? So real quick, Jacqueline, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. K-Bragg back at it again with a 5. Thank you so much. A lifetime of party parties. A lifetime of parties with Diddy. Yes, take that. Justice. Yeah, you know, some other people would sit there and go, that is justice. Okay? Some people would. Debs, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family, sweetheart. Thank you so much, Debs, for joining and supporting the channel. And just like Debs, you can hit that join button down below and support the channel. Okay. Your boy's working hard out here in the streets. That was supposed to be a bunch of different words that came out as one. But your boy's working hard out here in these streets. Okay. So support if you can. Okay. We talk about a lot of stuff. The hard stuff, the funny stuff, the depressing stuff, the gloom and doom. We talk about it all here, y'all. So if you appreciate that, please join and support the channel. Because, you know, I got a lot of these Christmas lights behind me. You feel me? And that they ain't cheap. Okay. When I look at the electric bill, I'm not very merry. Get it? I'll stop. Cesar, buenos noches, senor. Thank you so much for the 5. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that they're not dineros. But anyway, guys, let's see what this poll says. 69% of y'all, so far 166 votes. Come on. There's over 875 people watching this doggone show. Come on over if you're watching on YouTube, go and vote. Okay, keep on the voting. All right, don't be shy. Trust me, I don't bite unless you ask me to. But I know that it's been a thing that people feel some type of way about Derek Chauvin. But again, it's varying degrees of justice. Some people just want street justice. Some people don't. For me, I'm on the fence, really. I think justice was served when he was found guilty because I feel that he's going to get his justice or get some more punishment in prison. I'm just surprised how quickly this has all gone down. That's all. But it's interesting that what K-Bragg said, okay? She said, "Oh, that's interesting. He was in one place, then they moved him out to Arizona, thinking that would be a little bit more up his alley. Put him in a medium security prison. Why they did that still blows my mind. And still, yet again, he got. Now, of course, he's still fighting his wounds and everything. But what's interesting is, what's interesting about this is, even though he got moved, there's always going to be somebody with feeling some type of way about this, about the results, knowing that he is who he is. You know, just because you take somebody to Arizona does not automatically mean that he's safe. So it's interesting. East, thanks so much for the two. Some of us can't see the question. Oh, interesting. Some of y'all can't see the question. I don't know. Maybe hit that refresh button. Hit the refresh button. Click refresh, and you'll be able to see, because it's pinned to the top of the chat. Okay. I know I see Nicoletta just said it as well. Can't see. Yeah. Go and click on, hit your refresh button, refresh the page, and it should be right there. Okay. Let's see. T. Chauvin thought putting his body weight on a handcuffed suspect was justice. See, but that's the thing. There's people who feel some type of way like this. And then there's other people who think that it's wrong. Wait, that's interesting. Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to refresh mine. Hold on. Nope, it's still there, guys. I promise you it's still there. Just hit refresh and it'll hopefully be there. But it's there. I see over 239 people have voted. But just hit the refresh button. As simple as that. Simple as that. Yeah, that's odd. Yeah, people are voting. 243 right now. 245. Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, so the refresh might be working. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just reading some of y'all's comments. Hold on. And East, thank you so much for the heads up. I appreciate you letting me know you guys are having a hard time. Excuse me. And in fact, excuse me. Let me see here. And of course, I have an opinion. I know some of you guys are like, you're so biased. Yeah, I know I said in the beginning I was going to try to keep it even keel, but I got my own opinions and I can't just not say it. Okay. That's why the show is the show. I put in my 2 cents. But I try to keep it. I try my best. Okay. Because if I had my unfiltered opinion, I don't know if y'all want to hear that. All right. Or not all y'all. How's that? But I do think that I would have liked to have seen him just live and go through justice in prison, live a lifetime of a nightmare behind bars. That's just me. All right. Let's see. Interesting. Thank you so much for 5. Have I ever ate Wagyu beef? I have. I actually have. And it's fire. Okay. And it's fire. And actually, you know what? Okay. I'm thinking about this. Like I said, I'm on the fence. Okay. But like I told you guys, I talk about a lot of stuff on this show. It's not always just, where is such and such? It's not always Diddy files. It's not always the stuff that we've been covering and talking about lately. I talk about everything. It's everything from political, true crime, pop culture, trending news, whatever is popping off, we talk about it here on the show. Whatever is worthy of a discussion, we talk about here on the show. Okay. I don't really pigeonhole myself into just one category. My show's a variety show. That's what I bring to the table. Now, if you do appreciate it and do like that, please, by all means, hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay. I am contemplating opening up the phone lines. Okay. I'm contemplating it, but I don't know if I'm going to. Because I know some of y'all crazy out here. And I don't want no problems. I don't. Okay. So I'm on the fence. I really am on the fence. I'm really on the fence. I'm really on the fence. I'm thinking about it, though. I'm still thinking about it. I don't know. On this one, because I've had phone calls back in the day when we were doing this stuff. Back in the day, Rodney said, yeah, they might talk sideways. Yeah, man. I don't need that. I don't know. Because sometimes, I love the discussions. I do, but some people get really, really passionate about someone they don't even know. by the way. But at the same time, like I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want that trouble. I really don't, But something to think about. Something to think about as we continue the discussion. We got 314 votes. I'd love to see if we can get 400 votes if you see the poll. I'd love to see 400 votes. Just go up there. Yes or no. It's simple. Yes or no. Okay. Do you think Derek Chauvin is getting served justice right now or no? And maybe I should have said like, no. The question is just fine. But I guess the other thing is if he does lose his life in this fashion right now, do you think it's justice being served? Okay. A lot of people are saying, please don't do the phone calls. Okay, then I won't. I won't. That's fine. That is totally fine. I won't do it. Yeah, you're right. It's funny because we could talk about Diddy all day long, I guess, or even Brian Koberger. Real talk, we could talk about Brian Koberger all day long. But when it comes to Chauvin, George Floyd, any of that mess, it is a completely different Charles Dickens story. It's hilarious, y'all. It's hilarious. Caesar, what's my favorite type of seafood? Interesting. I don't know. That's a good question. Good question. I can't answer that one right now. I need to think about that. Yeah, he's less polar. Because honestly, we can all unanimously basically say, yeah, he done did that. But there's always something about this where it's like, wait, but he with Chauvin, it's like, but toxicology report said, but hamburger. Come on. It's frustrating. It can be frustrating. I will say that. It can be. But it is what it is. No, I'm not taking any phone calls. Okay. I'm not. No. I'm not. No, siree. I'm not going to. T Williams, people, what's up, T? People are mad and not even sure why. Played by the media and social media political influencers. Yeah, I mean, it the media really took this both sides and just ripped it apart, and it split the country, and everybody was feeling some type of way, and it became chaotic. There were a lot of protests and chaos in the streets, riots in the streets. Let's be real. There was a lot of stuff that was going on. It was insane. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And I know a lot of people are not going to like this conversation I'm even having. But at the same time, we're still going to have the conversation. Okay. And it's okay if you feel differently than me, just like it's okay for me to feel differently than you. I think that we're supposed to be able to have opposing views and opposing opinions out here in this world. It's not going to always be that we agree on everything, right? But we should be able to be grown-ups enough to know that, embrace it, and move forward. We're all human, right? And we all have opinions. K Bragg, thank you so much for the 5. Why Pascal face looked like Fitty when Diddy asked to take him shopping when he read that last super. Oh no, I was just laughing. If I'm trying to remember the last one you did, okay. And it was just funny. That's all. It was just funny. S Dubs, thanks so much for the 2. Take 2 calls. No, I'm not. I'm just not. Okay. Sandwich, we do not know that's the thing. They have not identified who the attacker is. In fact, I'm going to see if they have any updates on it. Let me see if they have any more information. Yeah. So far, nothing. It is all the same stuff, but still shocking information, guys. Absolutely shocking information. Okay. I'm shocked. Again, I don't think that this is, you know, I personally don't believe this being full on justice. I believe him being locked up is justice. And of course, I mean, yeah, whatever happens behind there is what happens behind there. But at the same time, it is kind of shocking that this went down the way that it all went down, you know? Brianna, we don't know if he is well, we just know that he's in a hospital and he's fighting for his life. We don't know if he's okay. We don't know if he's not. We just know that they did life uh, um, life-saving measures on Derek Chauvin. And apparently, the person who attacked him as well was, I guess, hospitalized as well. But I'm sure it was just like minor bruises and all that stuff. Okay. Loves Wood. Thank you. Thank you, Pascal, for doing this live. I haven't seen anyone else covering this. Yeah, no one's really covering this from what I understand. But, I saw this and I was like, it was either this or talking about the inebriation of Tiffany Haddish. I aired on the side of talking about this. And I know it's going to piss people off. It is what it is. It just is what it is. Unfortunately. All right. But let me close this poll real quick. Let me see. We were close. 395 votes. 69% of y'all, or actually 70% of y'all, said yes. Yes, Derek Chauvin is getting served justice right now as we speak. Oh, Lord. Hold on, guys. I'm still here. I am still here. Dagnab. Hold on. But I guess the question is, for the other 300 and some odd people that didn't, over 400 and some odd people who didn't vote, I guess the main question for you is, do you consider this justice or not? Me? I don't know yet. I don't see it as justice. I just don't. Personally. Hold on one second. Debs, thank you so much for the 5. Prisoners have their own justice system once you're in. That's very true. Have you seen Oz, everybody? Have you seen the TV show Oz? That's all I got to say. All right. They got a whole different culture, whole different way of doing things. It is insane. You're right. Their justice system is completely different once you're in there. Okay. Thanks for having this much needed talk. What Chauvin did was evil and disgusting. Yes, it was evil and disgusting. I'm sure there's going to be other people out here that are going to be applauding, and excited and all that. And I'm saying, I'm just wondering where the lesson is being learned. Right. Then the other thing too, let's talk about this too. Let's talk about this other thing too. What are we doing? What are they doing? What is the police? What are the states, the cities, all that? What are they doing now to change things from what happened in that situation with George Floyd? Now I know they've changed some procedures, but at the same time, like, are they really implementing those things? I mean, we are seeing countless stories, countless body cam footage, and all that of police still doing some really bad things out here. We cover these things even in the true crime world too, where there's complacency, lack of comeuppance, okay, lack of passion towards certain cases, things that are just kind of swept under the rug. There's plenty of cases and stories that we see all the time that are just like that. And I keep wondering what changes are actually happening. Are we changing those things? Have they changed those things yet? And if they have, then let me see it. Let me see it. I want to see what the changes are. Because you got to remember, just because you got him away, just because you got him locked up and he's gone, like it's kind of like a out of sight, out of mind. But there's still other cops out here that, and I'm not sitting here saying all cops are bad. I'm just saying there's still cops out here that have learned certain ways of the samurai. They've learned the dark side of the force rather than the light side of the force, right? There's still those kind of cops out here. That still really does exist. So I wonder how much is changing, how much has changed since his conviction. That's all. That's all I'm wondering. Rodney says no, because they don't prosecute cops enough and they always give them a soft sentence. Yeah. Yeah. But again, like I said, not coming here and trying to come at cops and say, oh, cops are bad and blah, blah. No, I'm not sitting here saying that at all. I know plenty of cops, good guys. Not sitting here saying that. But there are cops that have learned some bad ways and they use it to their advantage. We've seen it countless times. Okay. And it's not stuff that you see in movies. Okay. This is real life ish. And we talk about a lot of them on the show when those cases do present themselves. We're constantly scratching our head and going, why it has this not been looked at? Or why was this story or this case or this missing person's story, case, whatever you want to call it, has been overlooked? Why did it take them an hour to show up to a place where a man was held hostage, carjacked, and was found bleeding out in his car, and his wife was the one trying to give him life life-saving procedures when the cops knew about it an hour before she even got to him, type stuff. We've heard stories like this. Okay. Quaylen. Just want to pull that up really quick. Quaylen Campbell. Yep. Quaylen Campbell. Y'all remember this? I'm just going to show this to you guys real quick. Hold up. Bang. Oh, whoops. This story right here. Quaylen Campbell. Okay. You guys remember this story? It was out in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Wife was calling 911. She went out. She called 911 because he was in his car. A man jumped in his ride, carjacked him basically, He's dialing her, basically saying like, he texts her because he was, in the car with him. He says sends a text message to her saying, hey, like call 911 type thing, right? So she calls 911 because obviously something's up. Where he was an hour away from where she lives. She called 911, told him where he was. Cops did not do anything. They didn't show up at all. She drove a whole hour out of her way to go find him in a parking lot, leaking out by gunshot wounds. The man had took his own life and then shot him. Husband leaking out in the car. Cops, by the way, were not there. She took an hour to get out to where he was. She called 911 before she even jumped in the car. Drove an hour to see him. And then the actual parking lot in which the car that he was in was parked in a parking lot that was a stone's throw away from a police precinct. I kid you not. You could do a light speed walk to the actual police precinct from where his car was. And yet not one cop showed up. And they knew for an hour. And then while the wife, okay, Talia is the wife, Talia Campbell, is sitting here trying to figure out what the hell happened. Why wasn't there any vigorous activity to find out how to go and save her husband? They've been giving her the runaround this entire time. Absolute runaround. When she wants to find out information about the man that was in the car. I'm just saying there's certain things that go on that make you wonder, why did this happen and how? Why did this happen? Let's not forget about Elijah McClain. Do you remember Elijah McClain? We're just going to take a quick trip down memory lane. Elijah. What the heck? Hold on. There we go. Elijah McClain. I'm just trying to find one with like his photo or something. Shoot. Hold on, guys. Sorry. But if you don't remember Elijah McClain, it's a very tragic story as well. But this young man right here went to a gas station. He was covered. He had a full-on like ski mask, gloves. He gets cold easy. He was walking back home from getting stuff from a gas station, and there was a phone call made. Somebody was very concerned about a suspicious man walking down the street. So as he's walking down the street, he gets pulled over by some cops. Then these cops start harassing him. He starts to explain to them, like, listen, I get cold. This is the reason why I have all this stuff. Nothing. This is an innocent kid. And then next thing you know, all hell breaks loose and he loses his life. Do you realize that if you guys don't know anything about the updates on this particular case, the cops that were involved in his demise walked free, were acquitted. These were the same cops that were taking selfies at the area that he lost his life at. We talked about all this in the past. Now, I'm not sitting here saying all cops are terrible. I'm not saying that. I'm not. But there are cops out here that do some really, really bad things. And it makes you wonder, people like Derek Chauvin, that you think there's going to be an example made out of them, or that we are going to learn to convict every criminal the right way. We still don't. Because we still have people that do things to young men and women, and it's not even a race thing anymore. We're hearing plenty of stories of injustices of young or just white people as well, white men and women who are getting attacked, brutalized by bad cops. And I'm sitting here saying, not all the cops are doing this, but there's a select few that are out here that are up to no good, trying to do bad. And we hear these stories over and over and over again. But is there any change that happens? Nicole B ain't wrong with that too. It is the first time in a long I think, that we've ever seen any type of justice for the situation with the George Floyd case. But as far as Elijah McClain, Elijah ain't getting no justice. They all got acquitted, y'all, over the past few months. Literally, the last one was literally earlier this month, if I'm correct. Acquitted. It's insane, y'all. Insane. Yes, it's incredibly heartbreaking, every bit of it. He seemed like such a genuine, innocent kid. I can't believe they didn't convict those first responders. Yep, they didn't. At least the officers were acquitted. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Now and I'm not one. Someone is in here feeling some type of way. Kelly Robb, Pascal, are you bringing up divisive topics? Just wondering if you're the only if you are only talking about Black folks losing their life because of cops. Because I know you don't believe in defunding the police. No, I don't. You know what I mean? I don't. I have no problem saying that. We need police. We need good cops. That's basically it. I will never sit here and say, no. I will never say defund the police. Nah. We need people out. We need that. When something goes down, are you calling 911? Like if something's going down and you need help, somebody's robbing you or somebody's trying to take your life, you're calling 911, right? Aren't you? We just need good cops, properly trained cops as well, because there's plenty of cops that are not trained that well, or they're not getting the proper whatever they need to do to make sure that they know proper procedure. Okay, that's what I think too. But no, I'm not saying that we should be shutting everything down and all that. I think that's asinine. Okay. There's plenty of, like, when you don't do that, I see that there's chaos and mayhem. That's what I think. But I do think that there's a lot of bad cops out here, and they know how to cut corners. They know the law, or they forget the law because they've been in it for so long and they just don't give a damn. I don't know. And I'm not sitting here saying all of them, but there's some out here that should not be wearing a badge. I will say that. They should not. Okay? They should not. All right. But that's the thing. Exactly. We need protection, but the cops like Chauvin that abuse their power, we don't need them. Exactly. Exactly that part. Right there, Rodney. Exactly. Okay. That's what I agree with. That's it. I just feel I do understand the reasons why people say that. I do understand that, but that will never happen. So in that, when I look at it, I go, hey, okay, well, what we need to be doing then is we need to start sifting out the bad cops. And I'm even talking about, remember Tyree Nichols? Tyree Nichols, come on, man. 8 cops did that ish. There's no way you can look at that situation with Tyree Nichols and sit there and go, well, you cannot move the goalpost on that one. And I'm not sitting here trying to, it's a race thing. No, I'm not even doing that. Those cops are black. But they attacked that man like that man owed them money. It was insane. It's a perfect example of, okay, there's some deep-seated, disgusting-ish going on, disturbing-ish going on in the police department. For sure. You can look at the Memphis PD and look at that situation. Even their chief of police, corrupt. And we've talked about it that ad nauseum when the whole Tyree Nichols thing went down, showing proof positive that she was hiring goons, known men that already had a rap sheet of being incredibly violent, overusing excessive force when there wasn't any need for any excessive force. These are the people that she was hiring on to put into the Scorpion unit. All that stuff went down. Okay? All of them. And now those guys are facing the music right now. I think one of them is like trying to get a plea deal. And it sounds like he's trying to negotiate or like trying to be willing to cooperate. But, he desperate. Because those guys are looking at some serious time behind bars. But they were messing with their body cams. They started to lie. They started to make up other stories. All that body cam footage showed us all kinds of stuff, y'all. All kinds. So I ain't trying to be divisive at all. Not at all. I'm just trying to tell y'all the conversations that need to be started to be had out here when it comes to the results of Derek Chauvin being found guilty, convicted of this. There should be some sort of lessons learned from that. And but we're still hearing stories of people losing their lives tragically in such a fashion. And it's frustrating. It's sad. Alyssa, thank you so much for the 5. Just want to say I appreciate your community and the delicacy of the topics. Thank you. Stay blessed. Thank you. I appreciate it, Alyssa. I appreciate it. It's not like we talk about this a lot, but this is a big story. This is big news. So I wanted to give you guys the information because you guys deserve it. And we got to talk about the tough stuff. It's not ever going to be easy. These conversations aren't always easy. Okay. But I appreciate and enjoy the conversations with you guys. Real talk. I wouldn't have it with any other person. Okay. Or any other people. Okay. Someone in the chat says Thanksgiving and it ended me. We got to make it a trend. Oh my Lord. You can make that a trend. Go ahead, guys. You guys do your thing. Okay. But I got your last. Yes, I can see it. I got it. Thank you. Thank you, Debbie. Okay. Thank you, Caesar, for your support. I really do appreciate it. But yes, guys, like I said, it is what it is. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that are angry and feeling some type of way about this. But all I say is we need to breathe. We need to breathe and realize that this is just a discussion and a topic, right? This is a conversation. Just like whenever we're talking about Diddy or talking about Brian Koberger or Rex Heuermann or any of the other millions of topics that we talked about on this show. You know, just like that. Just like this story, there will be another one tomorrow, and we'll be moving on to the next one for sure. You see what I'm saying? But that is the show, guys. I appreciate all y'all for being here. I really do appreciate it. Real talk. It's not an easy conversation. It never is. Okay? It never, ever is. But for those of y'all who sit and are willing to listen, even though you disagree, shows what kind of person you are. Real talk, it does. Because I know a lot of people nowadays don't have time for that ish. They want to listen to their echo chambers, and that's all they want. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's your prerogative. But at the same time, for those of y'all who are willing to at least hear things out and just think a little bit outside the box, even for just a moment, shows what kind of dope individual you are. Real talk. For others that are very disappointed and get angry about it, hey, I wish you peace, because it's just a conversation, right? We ain't Derek Chauvin. Let me say that really quick. We are not Derek Chauvin. Can we just say thank God and amen to that for a second? Let's take that in for a second. Woo! Thank God. Amen. I don't ever want to be in his shoes. And I know y'all don't want to either. Doesn't matter what side of the fence you are on. You do not want to be in his bed right now, fighting for your own life. Let's keep it 100% on that. Okay? So we will find out what happens here very, very soon. When we find out, I will let you guys know. But right now, he's fighting for his life. How you feel about that, I leave that up to you guys in a most wonderful and loving and peaceful way. Okay? But do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Okay? We have these difficult conversations. That's just how we do it. This is how we do it. That's just how we do it, baby. Okay? I appreciate you guys having the conversation with me, so make sure you hit that like button down below. Crush it. Hit that reaction button. If you're watching on Facebook, if you appreciated the conversation, okay, hit that like button and hit that reaction button. Don't forget to crush that subscribe button, okay? And if you decided to unsubscribe, just hit the subscribe button back. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Let's be mature. Come on back, okay? I'm not that bad. I swear to God. All right. And we will be moving on to another story tomorrow that is completely different from this one. So hit that subscribe button. Okay. Don't forget to hit that follow button if you're watching on Facebook. It'd be greatly appreciated. And of course, it'd be great to have you on the part of the Pascal Show family on both platforms. Also, if you want to support the channel, okay, hit that join button down below. You can join my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. You got options, okay? I made it simple. Hit the join button or go over to my Patreon and join over there. You got options. Okay, guys? But anyway, I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. Okay? Have a great night. For those y'all who are stressed, just go and stretch it out. You know what I mean? Get up and stretch a hammy or two. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.